Citadel is made up of 4 modular units, or face rises: a 2 3/8, a 3 13/16, a 5 1/4, and an 8 1/8. The 8 1/8 being what is referred to as the alpha stone. It's always best to set the alpha stone first and work around it. The alpha stone should be placed about 1 to 1.5 feet apart and should never touch each other. By staggering the alpha stones, you eliminate long horizontal lines in the wall. These horizontal lines will simply die into the sides of the other alphas. Horizontal joint lengths should stay between 3 to 4 feet. The offset from one vertical joint to the next should be at least 4 inches, and the tallest vertical joint in the wall should be equal to the tallest stone in the wall. In a standard body citadel, the alpha stone will cover about 25% of the wall. The 5 1/4 will cover about 40%, the 3 13/16 will cover about 20%, and the 2 3/8 will cover the remaining 15%. Following these guidelines enables a bricklayer on the other side of the building to replicate the same patterns and distances. Citadel uses a staggered bonding line, which is formed using the 3 13/16 and crossing it with the 5 1/4 and 2 3/8 units. A bonding line allows you to lift or lower a wall without cutting any stones horizontally. Our bonding guidelines are as follows. 2 2 3/8 will bond with 1 5 1/4. 2 3 13/16 will equal 1 8 1/8 unit. And a 2 3/8 combined with 5 1/4 will bond with an 8 1/8 stone. As with all of our stones, the heights and depths remain set, but with Citadel, the stones come up the skid in varied lengths and with finished ends. Since there are much fewer joints in a stone wall than in a brick wall, it makes the joints even more important. It's critical to fill the head joint prior to inserting the stone. Use a 1/2 inch mortar joint both vertically and horizontally. Be sure to maintain an airspace between the structure and the back of the stone. Always line up the backs of the stones, never the fronts. An easy way to do this is to keep one hand on the top of the stone, place your fingers behind, and let them act as a standardized spacer. Use the other hand to set the stone. Maintaining an airspace helps with drainage, drying, sound resistance, and thermal resistance. Once you set the stone, cut off the excess, set your level, and move to the next stone. As always, avoid stepping or stringing together more than 2 to 3 units of the same height, or creating box patterns in the wall.